guys, it's Renee, your Jamaican sister. What's going on? From AltCoin Buzz Ladies with another video. So today I'm going to be talking about my general investment strategy and what I use getting into the space and what I currently use right now. Please note that I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. So please do your own research based on anything that I say. I always say in all my videos, confirm and validate what I say. And a decision that you make should be based on the research that you've completed. Right? If you're a noob to the channel, please subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you like the content. Leave comments below for any suggestions. Anything in this video that you want me to go into more detail, I can do that for you as well. But let's hop into my my cat. She's sleeping. Her name is Twyla. Say hi to her. Twyla, say okay. She's sleeping. Let's get back to the video. Anyways, yeah. So you have $1,000 and you want it. This is my hypothetical amount that I'm going to use. I'm going to put $1,000 into the space. I'm going to let you know how I'm going to do that and what I would do. So the first thing, you've done your research, right? You were like, oh yeah, I want to get into crypto, you know, because we're moving in a technological age and the technology makes sense and it's actually solving problems. So I want to be a part of this revolution. Great. First thing you're going to do, get your money. Then you're going to go to Coinbase, right? Get your money, you go to Coinbase, you sign up, right? You enter your information, you certify that you are 18, and then you enable two-factor authentication immediately. I'm talking about you don't waste no time on this, okay? 2FA, two-factor authentication. The app that I recommend is called Authy. It's on Android, it's on iOS. Please download it. Great. So you set up your account, you deposited your money into it. So I'm going to only put in $500, and I'm going to explain why I'm only putting in $500 right now later on, right? So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put $500 in. So I'm a larger asset type of person. I try to reduce my risk as much as possible. So I tend to invest most of my money into larger assets. So your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, right? So what I'm going to do with this $500 right now is I'm going to put it all in Ethereum, right? I'm going to put it all in Ethereum. I would have had, what, 0.8 Ethereum or 0.9? Either way, I'm putting $500 in Ethereum. Okay, so why I'm only putting $500 in Ethereum is, let's say, for instance, I would have put the $1,000. I would have dumped it all in Ethereum. I would have gotten like 1.4 or 1.3 Ethereum, right? Let's say, ooh, 2 weeks from now, Ethereum went down to like 650 or 600. I just lost money. Ooh, it went down again to like 5 something. I just lost money again. What the heck? But why I'm doing the $500 now and then waiting a little bit, letting that sit for a little bit, is because my method that I use is called dollar cost averaging. And what dollar cost averaging is basically is you're basically splitting up your investment. So I'm putting $500 into Ethereum right now, right? I put it all in Ethereum. I have accumulated like 0.8, 0.9 Ethereum, right? I'm going to sit for a little bit. Let's say that Ethereum went down. Ooh, Ethereum went down to 650. Ooh, 630. I'm going to trickle some more money. I'm going to put $100 more into Ethereum. I would have accumulated some more Ethereum for less than I initially paid. Ethereum went down again. Ooh, trickle some more money, another $100 in. So I'm going to keep trickling until I get to the whole 1,000. And I would have accumulated more Ethereum than I would have doing the dollar cost averaging, that I wouldn't have, than I would have putting all of it in Ethereum at once. So what you're doing is basically increasing your buying power. So the less that you can get an asset for gives you more buying power. It gives you more accumulation, because that's what you're doing in the space. You're accumulating assets for as low a price as possible, right? A good entry point in my mind is anything that you paid initially, anything less than that. That's a good entry point in my mind. And that is why I choose dollar cost averaging. So I put $500 in right now. Ooh, 2 weeks, I keep watching the market. 2 weeks from now, it goes down. I put some more money in. Another couple of days, it goes down. I put some more money in. You kind of have to watch the market. There's no timestamp on this. There's no week, month, whatever. You watch the market and see if it's a good entry point. Okay? And then you kind of just let that sit for a little bit. And then what you're going to do is keep 50 to 70% of the money that you put in those larger assets. So what I do, and this is what I've been doing, is any amount that I put in. So let's say I put in $1,000 and I do it by dollar cost averaging. 50 to 70% of that $1,000, so $700, let's just say I'm using 70%. $700 of that I'm keeping in Ethereum, straight up. Leaving it there, not doing anything with it. The $300 now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to CoinMarketCap, and I'm going to look at, other assets or other projects that I feel like is worth my money. So because you've done your research and you know what projects interest you and you know what projects are solving a real world use case, you're going to put your money into that. And how I break it out is 10% goes into one, 10% goes into another, and 10% goes into another. And you can either choose 10% that's a coin in top 20, 10% of a coin in top 50, and then an overall 10% for a coin that's in top 100. I generally stay within the top 100. There are other assets that are outside of the top 100 that are good projects. And I do recommend diversifying. There's nothing wrong with diversifying. I strongly recommend diversifying because you kind of don't want all your eggs in one basket, right? The reason why I put 50 to 70% of my money that I put into the space in the larger coins, because these are the more stable ones. Yes, you're going to lose money on everything, and price is going to drop pretty much on everything, but you lose a lot less money with these larger coins than you do with all the other ones. That's for sure. So I'm reducing my risk as much as possible, and mainly because I also use these as store of value. So when I invest, that 30% in these other coins, your Steam or your Stratus or a good coin for me is Komodo, Sia coin. When you're looking at these assets, if you're making your gains, you're going to put your gains back into your store of value. So whether your store of value is Bitcoin or whether your store of value is Ethereum, you're always going to put your gains back there because that's where you're keeping the chunk of your money that you put into the market, right? So you want to make sure that your allocation is the same. 50 to 70% in those larger coins and the rest, 50 or 30 to 50% in those other altcoins. And so every couple of months after you've, gained some profit, reallocate. It's always good. There's always new projects coming into this space that are trying to affect change. It's always good to reallocate. And I'm not saying this by you have to reallocate by putting more money into the space. You could reallocate using the assets that you already have. If you feel like, the asset's not really doing much and you kind of want to get some more profits and then put it back into the asset that you feel like is kind of dead, kind of going sideways type of, you can reallocate. I do that every couple of months because I feel like there are other projects that could use my money, and there are good ideas out there, right? So reallocate, and you have to keep doing research, keep learning. Stay up with us on Twitter, and just keep learning about the space. So that's it, guys. That's basically what I would do. Is my general investment strategy to you is keep 50 to 70% of your money in those larger coins because you're trying to reduce your risk as much as possible, and dollar cost average. So if you want to keep putting money into the space, money that you won't miss, right? So like, your coffee change, or if you're spending on something that you really don't need and you kind of just want to like invest, do the dollar cost averaging. So like any asset that you feel is long-term for you and you're trying to accumulate more of that asset and just trying to get in at good entry points by dollar cost averaging. I think that's a really good strategy. It's worked for me. It's kept me mostly in the green. Mostly in the green. I mean, there's a lot of reds too, but yeah, mostly in the green. And it's a good working strategy. So yeah, follow me on Twitter. My handle is __ Renee. It's me right there. Hi, Renee. That's me right there. Yeah, I tweet some things. I follow, people like Jimmy Song and stuff like that. Yeah, this is a funny meme. I was saying that prices are insane, that I'm going to go shopping. Yeah. So I care to, and follow the channel as well. _Buzz ladies, to keep up with us. We have our podcasts and stuff like that. just keep up with us, because you know, as a newbie coming into the space, the information is kind of always all over the place, and we try to make it so that, you know, every single person covers every single spectrum of the space. So like I talk about things to do and not to do for the newbies coming in. Sarah kind of does coin comparisons, and then you have Candace that kind of does the news and keeps you up to date with kind of like what's going on in the space right now, and then you have Corey that goes over white papers pretty in depth. And I do recommend reading white papers, because that's how you're going to make your investment decisions, basically, among other things too. But yeah, if you like the content, guys, please give me a thumbs up. I guess if you don't like it, you can give a thumbs down too. I don't care. But like, if you have any video suggestions, if you want me to go in deeper to like dollar cost averaging or anything else for that matter, please leave a comment below. And yeah, I hope you liked the video, and I'm gonna see you in the next one, guys. Peace.